guys, it's Tam. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be showing you guys a journal that I created specifically for the purpose of tracking my reading for 2021. Now, I know I've been MIA on this channel for about a month. I did a 31-day series on my other channel, which is linked down below in the description of this video. And so, admittedly, that 31-day series kicked my butt. And so I just had to take, a little time off just to decompress and kind of gather my thoughts and figure out what I wanted to do on my channels for 2021. And so that's where I've been for the most part. So if you want to check out the 31-day series that I did on my Bible journaling channel, again, that is linked down below in the description of the video. So it's where I talk about my faith, journal in my Bible, and in this particular series, I did 31 days of prayer journaling. So the description is down below if you want to see where I've been and what I've been doing. So the very first video that I'm uploading here on this channel for 2021 will be me just talking about one of the things that I intend to try to make a habit or a goal this year is to increase my reading. And so there was once upon a time when it was just nothing for me to go through books like, pretty fast. That was before social media, before cell phones and cable and all those things. I grew up in a small country town in Mississippi, and I just grew up in an era where we didn't have electronics the way we do these days. And so not only are our kids affected, but I am too. So I'm thinking, to decrease my social media time and increase my reading time. And so I created a reading journal after perusing the internet, YouTube specifically, just trying to see how I wanted to set it up, kind of gather some ideas based on what other people are putting together. And so this is what I call my reading journal. So it's not like others that you may see. I took an old book, and most of the ones that I saw on the internet, they use, like a bullet journal, like what I do my daily in, or what I did my daily in for 2020. But this isn't what I'm going to be doing for 2021. I'm actually going to be doing my daily in a Hobonichi cousin. And I'll just grab that here so you guys can see. But this isn't what I'm on here today to talk about. But since I'm talking about what my plans are for 2021, I guess I'll go ahead and show you guys what I'm going to be journaling in for my daily. So you're used to seeing me journal in my daily, which is just using a regular bullet journal or hardcover journal. But this year I decided to go with the Hobonichi Cousin Avec. And that's what I'm going to, and I've already set it up for the most part. So this is just going to be my daily, and I'll just show you guys a little bit of it. That's not why I come on here though, but this is my month, and they have like where you can do where they have different calendars in here depending on how you journal or plan. This was the Hobonichi cousin or the Hobonichi line in general is a planning line, but most of us don't use things for the purpose in which they were created, and so you can do whatever you want with it. So I'm using mine the way I do my daily, and so you can see I've already started putting some stuff down. This is my page that I did for the year for last year, and this was a quote. I don't remember who it's by, and I changed it a little bit. I think the original quote said, "For last year's words belong to last year's language, and this year needs has its own voice, has a new something." This isn't what it said, but this is what I put to make, my own little quote that makes sense to me. And I just put, "For last year's words belong to last year's language, and this year has a new voice." And so I'm just thinking about all the things that we've been through for 2020, and just how we just want to speak different things and proclaim, different things this year. And we don't want to have to repeat the things that we said last year. We know things were bad. We know things weren't ideal. We know things were a little bit different than we're used to. So we're going to speak different things in this year, and we're going to just pray and hope for the best, because God is still in control no matter what happens, and that's what I believe. So this is what I did as my brand new year page. Just put a quote there, and I put some Happy New Year stickers and some washi, and kind of made it, you know, festive, like it would be if it was New Year's Eve or whatever, you know, ushering into a new year with lots of sparkles and all that kind of stuff. So and this is my dailies. You know, each month has, you know, a page that you can do a day. So the beginning of each month has just a blank page, and for me personally, I'm going to put my monthly bills there. And so this is how I keep track of what's supposed to be paid and when, and whether it's auto paid or if I have to pay it manually, and the amounts and all that kind of stuff. So I'm not going to go through each and every one of these, because maybe I'll do a whole nother separate video on this Hobonichi. Let me know if you guys are interested in that, and I'll just walk you through my setup for 2021 in this Hobonichi. So what I am here for is to talk about my reading journal. So I want to read more in 2021, and so I needed a place to track what I'm going to be reading, what I want to read, what I spend on things that I want to read. And so I just, you know, like I said, searched YouTube, and I watched a ton of videos, which is how I usually do my research. I just see what other people are doing, and then I'll put my spin on it to make it my own. So that's exactly what I did in this particular case. So most of you know I love making journals. My Etsy shop is listed down below if you want to check out some of the things that I have handmade. So this is just my cup of tea. I just like the originality of handmade journals. You're not going to find them anywhere. Nobody's going to have the exact same one, and it just gives a little bit of spin to the look of the outside, as well as the pages that you insert on the inside. For this journal though, I only did coffee dye paper, but I took white sticker paper, and that's how I'm putting down most of the elements inside this journal. So for the closure, I just did some ribbon. I did a what do you call that, an eyelet punch in the back. I ran some ribbon through it, and I just brought it up front and attached it to a button for my closure. So I used some beautiful fabric here. You can get this from the Dollar Tree. I love it, and for it to only be $1, I think is amazing. And so I decorated the back. Now the paper line that I used for the front and the back is not Hobonichi. Now I got Hobonichi on the brain. It is Tim Holtz Wildflower paper pad. So that's what I use to decorate the front and the back, as well as the inside covers, which is, you know, from that same paper line. And I did fabric in my center, and that's pretty much it. So the book is really sturdy. I hope I'm going to have enough pages. I did count before I put everything together, but my initial setup here, I may have used more pages than I initially wanted to. But if in the event I run out of pages, then I'll just, you know, journal in something else like I always do. So, or just try to write smaller so that I won't run out of space before the end of the year. So this is going to be a 1-year journal. So this is going to be the only thing that I'm going to be using to track my reading for 2021. And today you're going to also see me put together my January 2021 spread. So this is my title page, or my cover page, if you want to say that. So I just put Tam's Reading Journal 2021, this image, and most of the images you're going to see, like even the one that I'm going to use in my January spread, I got these off of Pinterest, and I just put in a search, girl of color reading a book. And so I wanted to definitely be represented in this book, and so I just wanted it to be filled with girls and women who look like me. So brown skin, dark skin, people of color, and I just put those in here for decoration. And I use a lot of quotes. This one in particular is Frederick Douglass. Once you learn to read, you will be free forever. I was going to say you will forever be free, which means the same thing. And so I did some stamping. I'm sorry, y'all. That's Levi. So I did some stamping here, some book stamps acrylic stamps that I have. I just stamped the top and the bottom of the quote, and then I colored them in using some alcohol markers. Now this is my reading goal page. Now for 2021, I hope to read 60 books. That's my goal. And so I just drew a bookshelf and with some shelves, and then I just stamped out from using the same stamp that you see over here, and I just stamped those books on some white sticker paper, and then I just numbered them from 1 to 60, and I'm hoping to read 60 books. These little images that you see here I got out of a Simple Stories paper, not sticker pad, a Simple Stories sticker pad. So, and down here I have a key, physical books, audio books, and ebooks. So every time I read a book, I'm going to color in one of these books to denote what type of book I read. Yellow for physical, teal for audio, and orange for ebook. And I just used my regular Mildliners for my colors. So I'll know, as I go through this, I'll know what markers I used so that it can all match the key down here at the bottom. And so I hand drew this bookshelf, and I was really nervous about that because I'm not a drawer. I can't even draw a straight line with a ruler. So I was really nervous about putting this together all together because I just wanted it to be something that draws me in terms of making sure I'm tracking what I'm doing and motivating me to read, because I've lost that motivation. I have kids that take up most of my time, a toddler specifically, and I have a full-time job, I have a husband, and so it's hard trying to squeeze in the things that you want to do. But ladies and gentlemen, if you're out there watching, you have to make time for yourself. So that's also another goal of mine for 2021, is to do more of the things that I like, things that help me to relax, release stress, and all that kind of stuff too. So reading, once upon a time, was one of my favorite things to do. And Shantae, which is my best friend from Mississippi, if you're watching, girl, we used to read. The library was our jam, y'all. That is where we went. And we read books, we read encyclopedias, newspapers, magazines, because we didn't have the internet. We didn't have cell phones. We didn't have cable. So we just had to read. That is where we lost ourselves. We would read a book, and it would take us to another place, and we would enjoy it, talk about it, write book reports about it. And so it's just one of those things that I want to get back to. So this is my to be read page, and I basically put 12 blocks here. To be read, which is also called a TBR, are the books that I already own that I need to read or want to read. You don't need to do any of this, and I'm not going to make myself read something that I don't like. So I'm going to find at least, and I know I have at least 12 books on my shelf that I have purchased and that has been sitting, gathering dust, that I want to take off the shelf and read. So if in the event I find more than 12, then I'll just create another to be read page in the journal. So I just stamped this onto some white sticker paper, and I just put 6 on each page. And then in the box itself, I'll just write the title of the book, the author, and then my rating, whether I give it anywhere from 1 to 5 stars, 1 being my least favorite, 5 being something that I really loved. And so that's what I'll be doing on this page here. This is a note page, just random. If there's anything that I want to write down, I'm going to put it here. And actually, I'll put a couple of post-it notes there, just for anything that I want to write here, and in case I want to write a note to remember something, or maybe I see a book on a commercial or whatever, and I just want to write it down really quick. But I do have another spot in here for stuff that I want to read that I don't already own. And here's another quote: "A book is a dream that you hold in your hands," by Neil Gaiman. And so this is MT book washi that I bought a long time ago. I probably bought this washi back in, this is 2021. It was probably 2019. I probably bought this washi over a year ago, if I'm not mistaken, or early 2020. But it's books, and I love it. and I got a big roll of it, and I think it was like maybe $8 or $9, something like that. So I love books, and I didn't mind spending a little bit extra on that book washi. So it has come in handy, and you'll see it throughout these entries. Now this is my genre tracker, and different books have different genres, meaning, you know, all books aren't written with the same theme in mind. And so I want to just track what books, and this is going to help me kind of gauge. When I was younger, I would have to say that I probably loved mystery and realistic fiction, and probably just a little bit of fantasy as well growing up. Touched a little bit on romance novels, but not too much. But I just tried to write the most popular genres, or glue the most popular genres down in here, and then I'm going to track the ones that I like the most, and that's going to kind of give me an idea as to what genre I kind of gravitate to the most. And so you have historical fiction, and I wrote the definition of each of these genres out here, or not wrote, I printed it off of the internet. Obviously, you guys can see that is not my handwriting. I printed this list off of the internet, and then I just cut it into small pieces and glued it onto this page. So I wanted to put the definition of each genre out beside it, so that as I pick different books, I just want to know the definition of each genre. That's just for me. Some people may already know this, but it's not something that I researched in the past. We just went in the library. If there was an author that we liked, or if there was a book that somebody had told us about that we liked, then that was what we got. So we weren't tracking what type of books that we liked. And so as I get back into reading, I'm hoping that I can kind of gauge what kind of becomes my favorite type of genre. So historical fiction, a fictional story with real or invented characters that takes place during a historical time. Autobiography, the story of a real person's life that is written by that person. Fantasy, a story including elements that are impossible, such as talking animals or magical powers. So fantasy is, I mean, you even see that on regular TV. I love Disney movies, so talking dogs, talking rats, talking cats, talking clouds, talking bears. I mean, I love fantasy, if, you know, that's the definition of it. I love, you know, kind of Disney characters that, you know, you will never see in real life, but they're funny and they're cute. And so I'm looking forward to finding a couple of fantasy books that, you know, are going to make me laugh or smile, just kind of bring joy to my heart. Biography, the story of a real person's life that is written by another person. Realistic fiction, a story using made-up characters that takes place in modern times. Nonfiction, all information is based on true facts and are not made up. Poetry, a verse written to inspire thought. Science fiction, a story that blends futuristic technology with scientific fact and fiction. Now, science fiction, I like science fiction movies. I don't know if I'm going to like reading science fiction, but we're going to see. Like, what do you call it? Terminator and Transformers, stuff like that. Like, I like futuristic technology movies mixed with science facts or fiction. So I'm going to see if I'm going to like reading that as well. So we have mystery, a suspenseful story about a puzzling event that is not solved until the end of the story. So that should be good. Folk tales, a story often with a message that was initially passed on by word of mouth. And romance, a story that's central focus is on the development of a romantic relationship between two people. So if you're married, you're a living, breathing romance novel right now. Your kids are reading it. Your family is reading it. The people in your church is reading it. Every time they look at you and you go visit somebody and you smile and talk, or even if you and your spouse or spouse-to-be are just out hanging out, eating ice cream and, you know, going to the fair. I mean, we can't do any of that stuff right now, but, you know, you can imagine all the stuff you used to do before the pandemic. And so romance should be pretty good as well. So I'm looking forward to reading some of those. And I put some stickers down here. Sticker of a cat sleep on some books, and a sticker up top there with some books, and that's my book washi, and the good stuff. So the good stuff is the books, and I'm hoping I get around to meeting my goal of reading 60 books before the end of the year. So that would require me to read just about 5 books a month. And so as far as I'm concerned, the length of the book is not really going to matter. So if I find one book that's only 100 pages and another that's 300 pages, I mean, I'm not limiting myself to only reading large or small books. It's the interest of the book and whether or not it piques, you know, something that will motivate me to read it. I don't want to read a long, boring, you know, book that is not really sparking my curiosity to turn the page or to, you know, take my mind into the setting of the book and kind of wonder what the characters look like, what day and time it was, and all that kind of stuff. So I want to read books that are interesting to me, and not just read books that say, oh, I read 3 books today, and none of them interest me, and none of them, you know, is going to motivate me to read. Because if I read stuff that I don't like, I'm not going to read, right? So here I put 2 pages for new releases. And so basically, if anything comes up that I want to read that I don't already own, I'm going to write it here, title, author, and date it's supposed to come out, or if it's already come out, and I'm going to just create a list here. And then I'll decide later on whether or not I want to buy it and add it to my books here on the shelf, or if I want to buy the ebook or the audiobook or something like that. So I glued that down there, and then I put a little sticker right there. I'm getting tongue-tied, y'all. This is the most talking I've done in the last probably the most talking I've done in the last couple of weeks. So my mouth is forgetting how to work. So I put some of that book washi down the middle here, and then I put a little piece of this decorative paper that's on the inside cover, and I put some book paper as the background, and then I stamped a Tim Holtz Planners Anonymous. Is it Planners? No, it's Stampers Anonymous. What's the name of that stamping company? Hold on, y'all. Yeah, Stampers Anonymous. I was going to say Planners Anonymous because I also have a subscription with them too. But it's Stampers Anonymous. And so it's a beautiful large stamp. Stampers Anonymous makes some really good stamps in collaboration with Tim Holtz, but they're so expensive. But I bought it because it has books on it and I love it. So I created a little tuck spot here, and I just tucked a library card in here, and so I can just write notes, put a picture or something else on there. And this is the tuck spot that I created using that same wildflower Tim Holtz paper pad, and I just stuck a girl on the top for interest, and she is a girl that I got off of Pinterest, sitting on her bed reading a book. And so here's another just little decorative page that serves no purpose other than just looking cute, and it says, "Not tonight, I'm reading." And so you have a girl sitting on a chair, and she's reading a book, and I put some book stickers out here beside her and some washi tape. Levi. I'm sorry, y'all. This is my life. This little boy, he's loud and rambunctious and is just all over the place all the time. So this is just another new releases page. So I think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So 20 altogether. I don't know how many books generally come out every year, but hopefully I won't have to document more than 20. So that's what I did there. And this is another just notes page if I want to write something down or nothing at all. I love this Paisley notepad. I found this in the Goodwill for 99 cents, a brand new pad, and it has these cute Paisley images going around the border along with some florals. It's, oh, sorry. And so that's what I just kind of stuck in here as a little bit of decoration. And on the back is just a book page and some more of that Tim Holtz wallpaper paper pad paper down there for decoration, and I put some alphabet washi tape right there on the spine. And so this is another little decorative page. You'll see that throughout the journal because I want it to look cute and motivate me to actually do its intended purpose. So you may think, you know, what's with all the extra, but that's the beauty of making it your own, right? It's whatever you want it to be. And so I need it to look cute and pretty and draw me in so that I can actually want to document what I read and want to use it, put images down on the paper, right? So, not images, put book information down on the pages. So, I took a stamp. This is a large wooden stamp. I stamped it on some white sticker paper. And so that's just a bookshelf with all these different kinds of books. And I stuck it on this page, and then I found a butterfly image on that Tim Holtz wildflower paper pad, and I just cut it out and I glued it on here, and I just stamped "This book belongs to." So this page is for purchases, like for me wanting to document what I buy. And so I hand drew this with a brown Myliner marker, and I just, numbered it 1 through 35. And so I'm going to discipline myself and not purchase more than 35 books. I'm hoping not to purchase any. I have plenty of books. I don't know if I have 60 books, which is my goal this year. I don't know if I have 60 books that I actually want to read here at the house. So if in the event I have to do an ebook, or if I want to do some free books, download some free books onto my Kindle, then I'll do that and just document it here. And so if it's free, I guess I'll go ahead and still denote it here and just write $0 out there, right? So I just took another image from Pinterest here, a girl reading a book with a cup of coffee in her living room, looks like, because there's a sofa back there and a plant. So I love that image. I stuck that down. Here's another quote: we lose ourselves in books, and we find ourselves there too. And so I resonated with that, how by reading books you just find out what you love and what you're interested in. And it doesn't have to be just books for entertainment. You can find self-help books. You can find books about finances, books about, how to create things, how to communicate. So you got all kinds of books out there, but books will show you where your interest lies, So I love that quote. And here is my books read list. And so this is, kind of like the first page of that. And I put some book paper down and another Pinterest image and a book sticker down here at the bottom. And so my books read list kind of carries on from that first page all the way over, so that I can keep track of all the books that I read throughout the year. The title, the author, when I began reading the book, and when did I complete reading the book. So, and I put some washi tape to kind of decorate the pages, and this is some brown craft paper. Initially, I don't know if you can see the shadow underneath this paper. I tried to draw the lines. I did not like the way that was looking, so I went onto my computer and I created a little Excel table, and I printed it out, and I printed it out on this brown craft sticker paper, which I heard about on Faith's channel, Faithful Mess. And so I bought me a pack of that a while back, and so now I found a way. She used it for her beloved Society girls in doing a series on her channel. I believe it was, what was it? What is the journaling challenge that happens in November? It is, I can't even think of it. It's a journaling journaling challenge that everybody does the month of November. I cannot think of what it is. I know you guys know what it is, but I can't think of it. But she used this brown craft sticker paper to print her girls on, to cut them out, and use them as images in her 31-day challenge. So that is where I ended my initial setup. So these are all the things that I hope to be using throughout the year, to track everything that I read and things that come out and genres that I read and notes and all that kind of stuff. And so this is where I'll be setting up my monthly page. So we're going to go ahead and do that. And I actually think I'll speed through this portion of it. If you're not a subscriber to my channel, because I don't know if I'm going to come back or not, but if you're not a subscriber to my channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Hit the notification bell so that you can know when I upload new videos. I will be doing monthly uploads of this particular journal here on this channel. So every time I set up a new month, I'll come back here and show you guys what that setup is going to look like and update you on anything that I have filled in along the way. And what else? I have an Etsy shop, I have a P.O. box, an Instagram account, and all that good stuff. So check the description box. It has all the information that you may need about me or my channel. And from there, I'll go ahead and do my setup. So I love you guys so much. It's always a pleasure jumping on here. And if I don't come back to say goodbye, I'll just go say it now. And I look forward to seeing you guys in my next video. Okay guys, some of the stuff I pulled, like what you see over here to the left, I did not get to use, and that's perfectly fine because, again, this is a process that I'm going to be doing over a 12-month period, so it's no rush to use everything in one month. And so down here, what I meant to put was my January calendar, and the 1st of January started on a Friday. So I'm just going to number it here on camera with you guys. So it starts on a Monday. I thought I was doing it wrong. Yeah, it starts on a Monday and ends with a Sunday. So on my calendar, it starts with a Sunday and ends on a Saturday. And so I was like, wait a minute, that's not adding up. But that's fine. And on this particular calendar, what I'm going to do is highlight I'm going to highlight all the days that I read. So as I go through the month of January, like if I read on the 7th, I'll highlight that. And then if I read on the 24th, I'll highlight that. So it's going to keep a record of what days I actually read and what days I kind of see myself falling off. So that's the purpose of this calendar. And I'll just use a highlighter to do that. And I just wrote that in with my Staedtler fine liner, and I believe that's waterproof, so I'm not going to have any problem, I don't think, with marker or highlighter or whatever. So I put down some paper bag as my background on these 2 pages as well as the 3rd, and put my image and my date, some stickers and washi tape all over the place. And so the reading list is basically, like I said earlier, to be on track with my 60 books for the year, I'm going to have to read about 5 books a month. And so in order to do that, I'm just putting 5 books here for the month of January, and hopefully I'll get around to filling all of these out and actually achieve my goal of reading 5 books this month. So this is a stamp as well as this too. Excuse me, I hope I'm not coming down with something. But these are stamps bullet journal stamps that I ordered from Amazon. So it kind of gives me a shortcut from doing a whole lot of writing. Just stamp out the calendar, write the dates in, stamp out these little blocks here, and I just write the title of the book, what number it is, the author, the date, a little small review, and how many stars I give it. So I'm going to put that there. And I'm going to have to write really small because the boxes are not all that big, and that's fine because, like I said, I'm going to have to do small if I want this to last me through the end of the year. So I appreciate, you know, it being small, and I can write small. That's not a problem either. And so these are the 5 boxes that I hope to have filled out by the end of January. And that will be my reading list for the month of January, basically listing the books that I read for January. And on the back, once I'm done reading the 5 books, then I'll pick one that is my favorite, and then I will write, probably put a little picture of the book here, print it off the internet, and glue a little picture of the book there, and then write a little synopsis of why it was my favorite, and then move on to February. So that will be that. And that's it, guys. I am so in love with this journal. I cannot wait to use it, writing books and different things down in it. So let me know if anybody else on my channel has ever tried to keep a reading journal. Was it successful? Was it not successful? Where do you find yourself kind of going wrong, and what would you do different if you had to do it all over again? Just give me a little bit of feedback, and I would really appreciate that. So that's all I have for you guys. It has been a pleasure. I certainly missed you guys on this channel, and I cannot wait to see you guys in my next video. Be blessed, and see you then. Bye.